Hey YouTubers! It's the Jason and Rachel show. Um, Sadly, it's the last Jason and Rachel show. I have some very sad news to tell you all. I know you haven't seen me in probably over a year and a half. I posted some new videos, but they were older videos. I guess just getting right to the point. I hope the video is good here. I'm not the perfect videographer yet, and I'm kind of trying to get the sunlight right here. Fuck it. Um, on February 24th, 2015, our beloved blue and gold macaw Rachel passed on to her eternal perch in the sky. It was very unexpected, very unexpected. Um, I know it's been a year and a half, and I've tried to make this video at least 4 or 5 times. I started by writing a script. Um, actually, um, I actually tried to repurpose my husband's retake of the events. Um, my husband, Jason, also named Jason, yes, we're the Jasons. He made a very beautiful retelling of the entire events of the day, but it was from his perspective, in his voice, and I tried to edit it so I could clearly give it to you YouTubers in in a way that would sound like it was coming from my perspective or whatever, and it just turned out too hard to edit that out. I may add an addendum to this video, or a part 2, and actually read his actual letter and his actual words from his perspective, just because it was so very beautiful, and it tells the whole sequence of events, and very chilling is the word that comes to mind. I hate using that word, chilling detail, but I'll tell you the events now, of what happened on February 24th and the weeks leading up to that. It started, and I'll apologize if I feel like I'm gaping for memory details. This last 2015 was not good on me either. The whole series of tragic life events unfolded one after another for me, and it really has affected my health in a very bad way. I've been out of work now for almost a year because of anxiety, panic attacks, stress, depression, PTSD-like symptoms. Not all related to Rachel's death, but I believe Rachel's death contributed to it. So, anyhow, Rachel was not my first parrot, but she was the most loving soul in a bird that I've ever had. She was always full of life. She just loved everybody. Well, except Russell. Sorry, Russell. She loved to terrify Russell, my friend Russell, my fraternity brother. Uh, there's so many good memories of Rachel. A few weeks before February 24th, 2015, I was getting ready for work or something like usual in the bathroom, and usually Rachel, when we were home, she was always out with us on our shoulder or in the perch or following us around from room to room. And I had her on the shower rod in the bathroom, the hall bathroom, and she just watches me get ready and stuff. And I went to go pick her up from the perch, and her back was to me, and I had to like try to get her to spin around, and she wasn't spinning around. And I was like, "What, Rachel? Come on! I just don't have time for this, you know." And it's like I finally tried to get her up on my hand, and she freaked out and just started flying in the tiny little bathroom, just freaking out. And she fluttered over to the sink, and she crash landed, and all the stuff on the sink flew all over the place. And she was in a massive panic, and I was like, I didn't know what was wrong with her. I thought like she maybe saw a bat or something in the bathroom, because we had a bat get in the house once. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. She's still freaking out. So I'm like, I'm going to get her out of the bathroom. And I grab her and take her out of the bathroom, and we're in the hallway, and she's still freaking out, and she flutters down to the floor and crash lands again. And I go to get her, and she's terrified. She is terrified. It's like she saw a ghost, and she was massively terrified of seeing a ghost or something. And I'm holding her, and one of her legs was curled up. One of her feet was curled up together, and that was unusual. And I was like trying to hold her, and I was trying to uncurl her foot, but she wouldn't let go, and it was like she was paralyzed. Finally, her foot relaxed a little bit, and I was able to hold her, and she was just stunned. She was paralyzed. It was like she was having a seizure or something, and she really was, paralyzed or something. It was terrifying, and I knew she was in pain. I knew something was wrong, and it just was. I didn't know what was happening to her. So I'm a little rusty on the details of the next few episodes that happened to her, so maybe you'll hear that in the addendum video. If people really want to hear the other episodes, make some comments below to let me know and encourage me to make the second video. But I'll basically sum up the next few parts to say that she had a few other episodes spaced over several days of these like seizure type events, very terrifying, very weird behavior for her. She'd been with us for 9 years, longest pet I've ever been owned by. So after maybe another one of the seizures or something, we knew something was wrong, and we made a vet appointment, and didn't know if it was immediately urgent or not. We tried to get in earlier or something, but things seemed to be okay for a few days. And then finally, the day came for Rachel's vet appointment, and she was fine, I think, that day. We brought her into the animal hospital, and she was seen by one of the best avian veterinarians there, the doctor that I always liked having Rachel seen by. And I felt in really, really good hands that he was there that day to examine Rachel. And he examined her, and everything seemed fine, but clearly there was something wrong. And I was like, well, what's our next steps? And he said, well, we can do blood work and stuff, but, we really should probably do an x-ray to see if she's got any pinched nerves or any type of spinal issues causing, these problems, especially like the paralysis part. And he said that an x-ray would be the least invasive diagnostic procedure that we would have to do, but we would have to put her under anesthesia to do that. And, I think Jason was a little bit more scared about the anesthesia than I was, but I was like, well, are there risks to that? That sounds risky for a bird? And he said, it's normally routine, there's always risks in everything, but, we do it all the time. And I felt good in her hand, or leaving Rachel in that doctor's hands. And and so we we left the hospital watching our baby being carried off down this long hallway in the cage, with her just looking back at us going, "Where are you guys going?" And us looking back at her going, "It's all right, Rachel, you'll be okay," you know. So we had to we left the hospital because the procedure was going to take a while. And so we left to go get lunch, and then we went home waiting for the call to come back to the hospital. And we got the call to say that it was they've been doing CPR on her for 20 minutes. That she was fine under the anesthesia. They got the x-rays fine. But then when she was coming out of the anesthesia, and they were removing the incubation tube, her heart rate started to change, and so they re-intubated her, and things were stable again. And then when they removed the incubation tube again, she started to have a heart attack, and they did CPR, and they couldn't revive her. And Jason and I were just, I can't. There's no words to describe it for right now. I can't even try to recall it. So if I'm going to tell this part of the story, I'm going to have to read Jason's account of it, because it's too hard. I know the feelings that I felt. I've never felt like that before. We were just stunned. We were bawling. We had to get in the car and drive, 5 miles back to the animal hospital. And when we arrived, the doctor was waiting right at the doors of the hospital for us, and he just gave us a big hug and quickly whisked us through the lobby and to the room, and told us more what happened and everything. And yeah. And then I asked if we could see her, and they brought Rachel out wrapped in a white cloth to us so that we could spend a few more moments with her. And I know she was with us still for a few more minutes, or she gave us a few more minutes to be with her. I mean, she wasn't, her spirit had not left her yet. But we gave her kisses, and we told her we loved her, and she gave us a few more spiritual moments with her before we Jason and I both knew the exact precise time that her spirit left her body and flew away happy. We both didn't know it at the time until we talked about how we were feeling later, but we both knew the exact precise time that she left us. I love you, Rachel. God. I want you to come back to me, Rachel. Still be in my life. Look over me.
I still need you to be my guardian angel. Because of the unknown circumstances of her death, the the animal hospital agreed to, or asked if I would agree to a necropsy, which is an autopsy for animals, and it would be free of charge because of the mysterious death, and it would be a teaching experience for them to learn. And so Jason and I agreed to that. And so we had to leave Rachel, leave her there. And a couple days later, they made a clay circular disc imprint of her feet with her name on it and the date, and they gave that to us as a free token of our loss. And then I told the doctor that I really, really, really want to have her leg band. And he said, yes, of course. And so for almost an entire year, there hadn't been a day that went by that I did not wear her leg band. I made this necklace out of the colors of Rachel: the blue, the gold, the black, the white, or zebra, as we used to call it, the green. And this is her leg band, a solid ring, usually indicating that she was born in captivity. Somewhere in Pennsylvania, I have very horrible breeder, well, I don't know if it was a breeder, or probably records. And I have never, ever, ever been able to, I find the breeder's initials in any of the registries. You can see it's CAR. Usually that's the breeder's identification number. And this CAR has never, ever shown up in any registry databases to help me find out where she came into this world. And then it says there's a number 2. That means that she was bird 2, or this is band 2 of the year 2000. So if there's some breeder or past breeder or bird person or something that sees this video and somehow knows about those initials, CAR, please contact me. Send me a direct message, comment below, whatever. It's YouTube. You click the buttons and shit, and you'll figure out how to contact me. Oh. So, after the necropsy, Rachel was cremated, and the hospital gave us her remains in this beautiful little wooden urn that has been on my nightstand by my bed ever since. We've never scattered her ashes or anything, and I don't know if I want to, because it's a beautiful urn. I want to have her still with me and close. I can. Do you hear all those barking dogs? Really? Are we doing this now? God, it's like a pack of dogs. Anyhow, So she's with me by my bed with the clay imprint, her urn, one of her very, very last feathers that still has her scent on it that I smell from time to time because it's her essence. And I have other feathers. I've got more of her feathers that are just, the feathers are everlasting. They'll last probably forever. It was very hard. It was very hard after she was gone with us because there was signs of her in every single room of the house, her presence. And it was hard. It's still very hard. So this makes the very last Jason and Rachel show, except for if I find um, I know there are other videos that I have of her that I will, when I can find them and organize myself, I will get them uploaded. So we'll add some more videos to this permanent collection on YouTube. Now, for me, I've been out on disability for over almost a year. I hate working in IT. I can't do IT anymore. Computers drive me up the fucking gazoo. Luckily, I'll be able to manage uploading this video. But I don't know what to do with my life next. I gotta have a career. I have to have an income. But I'm still messed up. I still have anxiety and stress and depression and PTSD like symptoms on certain things. And I don't know what to do next. I need help. I need a calling. There's a bird. Is it a hawk flying? Is it a bald eagle? Is that a bald eagle? No, can't be. Sorry, so I gotta watch this bird. I don't know. There's a white feather. Anyway, um, let me know below if you want to see we want me to read the Jason account of things. I'll just read it from his perspective, and you're gonna get confused of which Jason and which he and who's who, but it doesn't matter. It's just the story. I'll tell it as if I was telling it as him. So you'll just have to figure out the pronouns and the Jasons and the he's and just whatever. It's the story that counts, and he did a very beautiful account of that story. So I'm in Wisconsin right now. Had some family issues going on here that I needed to tend to, and I'm here for another week before I go home. So I guess that's it. It's been a long time in the making, this video. Sorry it's taken me so long. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. When I tried, I couldn't. Wasn't the right time. And then something today just said, you know, it's it. It's right now. Do it. So, thank you to all of my supporters and fans of Rachel, the Rachel and Jason show. Was it the Jason and Rachel show? Or the Rachel and Jason show? Probably should have been Rachel first. I think she was the star of the show. I don't think I was the star of the show. I love you, baby. Actually, you know what? I have some audio recordings of her here somewhere. Let's see what I can. Let's see here. All right, come on. Where's Rachel? No, I had some. Oh, here's one. Rachel, good girl. Let's see here. Where's the microphone on this computer?
What are you doing? Big birdie.
Oh.
Huh? Are you a pretty girl?
Come on, bird. Typical Rachel, isn't it? We know this.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Big birdie.
Big birdie.
Uh-huh. What are you doing here? That's a good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl, Rachel. Hi, bird. What you doing? What you doing? Big birdie. Rachel bird. Hi, bird. Hi, bird. What you doing? What you doing? Birdie. Hi. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are. Yes, you are. Big bird. What you doing? Talking to you. What are you doing? Hi. What you doing? Huh? Hi. Huh? What are you doing?
I love how she changed up her accent.
What?
All right. So, this is the Rachel and Jason show, signing off.